to say that Sophie from Smith & Jones is joining me now to talk about the new single, Running From Something. Sophie, this is a fun little song.
It is, yeah. It's the second single off our second album, which we released back in March, and it was always going to be a single. It's a song we've been playing live with our band for a really, really long time, so it's really nice to be releasing it and playing it live and hearing it on the radio. It's good fun.
There's a line at the start of the song, walking down to the river, and just it was so descriptive in the whole thing. I felt myself sitting by the bank of the river watching this beautiful river flowing.
Thank you so much. We talk all the time about how, country music always has all those beautiful cliches. It's country songs that, it's breakup songs, it's love songs, it's, all those beautiful metaphors. And I think small towns and the rivers that run through them are definitely songs that you hear a lot. And it's a song that Abby, the Smith of Smith & Jones, she wrote the song and she said, one night she just couldn't sleep and went for a big drive, and she went over this beautiful river in Bathurst and went, I think there's a song in that river, and turns out there was, and it's this one.
So tell us about how you two got together.
Abby and I met about 6 years ago here in Bathurst in New South Wales, and she was working at a record store, and I went in there and used to spend all the money I didn't have because I was a uni student. And we just bonded over a love of really old country music, so like Hank Williams and Patsy Cline and Dusty Springfield. I grew up in Tamworth. There was really no avoiding that for me. And she loved soul music, and we talked about bands like the Eagles and Fleetwood Mac, who were big influences for us. We actually started a community choir first off, and we have a belief that everyone can and should sing. So it's a choir where it's open to everyone to come. And so we started singing together there, and then about 6 months in we went, actually, we should start a band. And then so Smith & Jones grew out of that not long after, and we released our first album, Dark Gives Way, back in 2016, and then, released this new album, Something Worth Learning, in March. We tour a lot all throughout kind of the Central West, and it's something that we love to do and we feel very grateful to do and to share with each other.
We're talking to Sophie from Smith & Jones. I love the fact that you talk about touring out through the Midwest. Of course, a lot of people from the city move out to the country, but you guys are in the country already and taking it even further. How far west do you go?
We're about 3 hours from Sydney, so we do Sydney's the closest city, and then just last weekend we were in Canberra and Coomera. We go to Tamworth a bit. We've travelled to Melbourne and to Gympie, which are about 10 or 12 hour round trips, and all the little small towns and places in between, still places like Molong and Orange and all those little places. Yeah, we're very lucky to get to do what we do, and it's those small towns that we love playing in the most.
Are we going to see you in Tamworth next year?
Yes, you will see us in Tamworth. We'll be there from the Wednesday through to Saturday. We'll be playing at a whole bunch of venues there, like the Press and the Tamworth and the Welders Dog, and the part of a Storytellers series at the City Side of Diner. So we're really looking forward to being back there. Like I said, I grew up in Tamworth. It's lovely for me to go home and see my family, but also catch up with all of our musical mates that we don't get to see too often throughout the year. So, we're really looking forward to being back in Tamworth in January.
The group is called Smith & Jones. If people want to follow you, I imagine social media is the best way?
Yep, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, and all our gig guide and info is on our website, which is just smithandjones.net.
Oh, I'm going to be very surprised, folks, if you don't enjoy this song, and if you don't, you're going to have to give me an explanation why, because I think this is pretty cool. Sophie, how'd you like to introduce it for us?
I'd love to. This is Running From Something from Smith & Jones.
Oh, am I running from something? Running, running, running.